You ever seen a guy lose a woman's interest in 10 seconds without even knowing what he did wrong? It happens every day. And the crazy part? Smart men avoid these mistakes with almost zero effort. This is Kelley Facts, dating science for men. Stay with me because today you'll learn the 7 things smart men never do around women and why these simple rules instantly make you more attractive. Point 1. Smart men never explain themselves too much. Smart men don't turn every small thing into a long story. They don't rush to justify their choices. Why? Because when you over-explain, you look unsure, and unsure looks weak. Let me give you a quick story. A guy named Timo liked this girl from work. He'd say something simple like, "I can't make it this weekend," then follow it with a whole speech. Uh, because my cousin is visiting, and I promised my mom, and I also have to fix my bike. Guess what happened? She lost interest fast. Not because of his plans, but because he sounded like he needed permission. Smart men keep it clean. "I can't make it this weekend. Let's do next week." Short, clear, confident. And here's the psychology. When you act like you're enough, people believe you. Women feel it. They trust it. They lean in. Ask yourself this. Are you explaining or are you standing firm? Point 2. This one is sneaky. Smart men never chase validation. Smart men like compliments, but they don't need them. They don't keep asking, "Do you like me? Was that okay? Are you mad at me?" Women can sense it instantly. Let me tell you about Brian. He took a girl out for coffee. Good date. Nice vibe. But the whole time he kept checking her reaction. If she wasn't smiling, he'd panic. If she looked away, he'd talk faster. If she picked up her phone, he'd start cracking jokes. That energy, it kills attraction. Here's what smart men know. When you chase approval, you give away your value. When you hold your center, you become the reward. Think about this. Women are drawn to men who seem grounded, not loud, not perfect, just steady. Ask yourself, do you enter a room looking for acceptance or do you walk in as if you already belong? Point 3. Smart men never try to impress with money or status. This one shocks people. Most men think showing off works. New shoes, new phone, fancy watch, loud, look at me lifestyle. But here's the truth. Trying to impress someone only proves you don't feel impressive. Let me give you a tiny story. Derek bought a girl gifts every week. Perfumes, dinners, little surprises. She liked the attention, sure, but she didn't like him. Because the moment the gifts slowed down, she drifted away. Why? Because she liked the lifestyle, not the man. Smart men know this rule. If she likes what you give more than who you are, you lose. Real attraction comes from energy, not objects. Presence, not price tags. Do you want a woman who chooses you, or a woman who chooses what you can buy? And here's something deeper. When you try too hard to impress, you look like you're hiding something, usually insecurity. Smart men flip the script. They don't prove, they don't push, they don't show off. They let the woman discover them slowly, and that makes her curious. Very curious. Point 4. Smart men never let emotions run the show. Notice, I didn't say smart men have no emotions. I said they don't let emotions drive. They don't get triggered. They don't overreact. They don't rush into jealousy, anger, or fear. Because women trust men who can stay calm under pressure. Let me show you how this works. 2 guys liked the same girl, Mia. One guy, Jake, got jealous over every little thing. If she replied late, he panicked. If she talked to another guy at school, he started arguments. Mia said he felt like a storm. The other guy, Evan, was different. If she replied late, he didn't jump to conclusions. If she talked to someone else, he didn't flinch. He stayed calm, steady, warm. Mia said he felt like peace. Guess who she chose? Emotions make you human. Control makes you attractive. Smart men pause before reacting. They breathe. They think. They don't let a moment of fear ruin their whole vibe. Ask yourself this. When things get tense, do you become the storm or do you become the peace? Point 5. Smart men never try to be perfect. Trying to be perfect is the fastest way to look fake. Smart men know women don't want flawless. They want real. They want human. They want relatable. Here's a quick story. Sam liked a girl so much that he tried to be Mr. Perfect. Perfect smile, perfect answers, perfect posture, perfect laugh. You know what happened? She got bored. He felt like an act. No edge, no spark, no realness. But when Sam finally relaxed and showed a bit of his true personality, his weird jokes, his nerdy hobbies, his real opinions, suddenly she became more engaged. Women don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. Smart men show confidence by being comfortable with their flaws, comfortable with their story, comfortable with who they are. Perfection is cold, honesty is warm. Which one do you think women feel more? Point six. Smart men never talk too much. This one is powerful, and most men miss it. Smart men talk, yes, but they also listen deeply. Women love men who listen with intention. When you talk too much, you look nervous. When you listen, you look in control. Let me tell you a quick story. Indy went on a date and spent the whole night talking about himself, his gym routine, his goals, his job, his dreams. The girl barely said 10 sentences. At the end of the night, Indy felt great. But she told her friends, yeah, he didn't even see me. Smart men flip it. They talk less. They ask simple questions. They make room for the woman to open up. Because when a woman opens up, she feels connected. And when she feels connected, she becomes attached. Talking impresses the mind. Listening impresses the heart. Point seven. Smart men never fight for attention. Smart men don't compete with other guys for a woman. They don't get loud. They don't try to steal the spotlight. They don't beg to be chosen because they already know this. A man who values himself is never in competition. Here's a story. At a dinner, two guys were trying to get the same girl's attention. One kept cracking jokes and talking over everyone. The other, he stayed calm, spoke when needed, didn't force anything. Guess which one she walked over to? Not the loud one, the grounded one. Smart men give women space to choose, and that confidence is magnetic. Think about it. If you have to force attention, is it even worth it? Subscribe to Kelley Facts for daily dating psychology videos for men.